Wait, what are you...
No, I just,
Is everything okay?
Yeah, you forgot this.
Wait, what? No, babe, this isn't my...
Hey, besties. So, what was that? That little moment everyone's talking about, the kiss heard around the world. The kiss between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. The kiss that was not in the script. And here's the real question. Who actually initiated it? Did Justin suddenly lean in? No, it was Blake who initiated a kiss with Justin. And this matters because in her lawsuit, Blake claims that Justin crossed boundaries during a dancing scene, but he kissed her on the forehead, touched her neck or shoulder, and commented on how good she smelled. But in Justin's own filings, and in the original complaint that Judge Lemon dismissed, Justin said from day one that Blake was the one improvising intimate moments. And that as a trained actor, he simply rolled with it because improv happens on sets. Kisses, however, almost always have to be scripted. And in his summary judgment motion, Justin's team flat out stated, the hospital scene kiss was not in the script. It didn't make the final cut, and when they reshot the scene in Lily and Ryle's apartment, the kiss wasn't there at all. So the only person who went off script was Blake, and that's just one example his lawyers used to show the court that the inappropriate conduct she's accusing him of was the same behavior she was engaging in herself. Now let's talk about the sexy comment. One clip Blake submitted involves the bar scene, the one where everyone's wearing onesies. She claimed she was offended because Justin supposedly called her outfit sexy. But when you actually watch the raw footage, you see what really happened. It's a tiny warm dive bar. Everyone's in bulky onesies. Jenny is less covered up because she's overheating. Justin is trying to keep continuity and make sure she matches the group, normal director stuff. He tells her it might get hot. Not sexual. Just practical. Then he notices Blake has food in her teeth. He quietly asks for a toothpick because, hello, they're filming in 4K. No director wants their lead actress with spinach in her teeth immortalized on camera. Blake removes whatever's stuck, but when she looks up, she gives him that death stare. Like she's humiliated. And honestly, it doesn't look like she was offended by anything about sexiness. It looks like she was embarrassed about the tooth situation, and decided to reinterpret the moment as an insult. Justin never said what she accuses him of saying in that clip. The footage proves it. And now, that exact scene? If this case ever reaches a jury, that is the scene they're going to watch, and here's where it gets even messier. While Blake insists Justin made inappropriate remarks, the footage shows something completely different. At one point, Blake is literally lying on the floor telling a group of male crew members how sexy her shoes are. She's laughing, joking, totally comfortable, the exact opposite of what she claimed she felt around Justin. Justin's attorneys highlighted these contradictions because they go straight to credibility. They're showing the court that Blake's version of events doesn't line up with the reality on set or with her own behavior. And that brings us to the bigger pattern Justin's team is trying to establish. Blake wasn't being singled out. She wasn't being harassed. She wasn't being demeaned. She was participating in the environment, improvising intimate moments, making playful comments, joking with the crew, while later framing those exact same interactions as misconduct whenever it suited her legal narrative. Remember, Justin is the director. He's responsible for continuity, for blocking, for making sure the actors match the script, the lighting, the wardrobe, everything. If he sees food in his lead actress's teeth during a close-up, he has to fix it. That's literally his job. But instead of taking that as professional feedback, Blake's reaction, the glare, the coldness comes off as someone who suddenly felt embarrassed and needed to redirect that feeling somewhere else. And that's exactly what Justin's lawyers are arguing. That Blake took normal on-set interactions and twisted them into evidence of harassment only after the working relationship deteriorated and only after she needed leverage in a broader fight about control and reputation. The clips they released aren't just random moments. They're strategic. They're designed to show the judge and eventually a jury that the conduct she labeled disgusting, sexually inappropriate, or retaliatory looks completely harmless when viewed in context. And honestly, it's hard to dispute what's on camera. You can hear the audio. You can see their body language. You can watch Blake initiate the intimacy, not Justin. This isn't speculation anymore. Justin's entire argument is built on hard evidence, not accusations. And this is only the beginning. His team has hours of footage, hundreds of pages of emails, and multiple declarations backing up their timeline. As a director, Justin Baldoni is responsible for the creative vision of the film, and that naturally includes giving feedback on the actor's wardrobe. That's part of his job. But what the footage actually shows is a power dynamic completely opposite of what Blake Lively claims. Even when Justin questions the outfit she's wearing for a scene, she doesn't change a thing. She doesn't unzip the onesie, adjust her wardrobe, or modify anything based on his comment. So who really had control here? He can share his opinion, but nothing actually changed. What Blake was genuinely upset about was being embarrassed on camera, when Justin pointed out she had something stuck in her teeth. Jenny, on the other hand, doesn't even look angry in the clip. This is why so many people believe Blake managed to get inside people's heads, because if a jury watches this footage, there is no sexual harassment there. It's a director doing his job. Honestly, most people would be mortified to have something in their teeth on film. Justin was preventing a bigger embarrassment, not causing one. Then there's another clip where Blake is sitting on the floor showing off her boots, the same expensive 2,000 pairs she wore during Lily's birthday scene and the intimate bedroom scene. And it ends with us. She tells a group of male crew members why she thinks the boots are sexy, explaining that because the shoe has almost no support. You can see the shape of her foot, the arch, everything. The boots hurt her feet, but she says that's what makes them look sexy. She's casually sitting there, surrounded by men, telling them what makes her foot look sexy. And yet, we're supposed to believe that if Justin uses the word hot or sexy while discussing a costume for a character, that qualifies as sexual harassment, but Blake doing the same thing doesn't count? This is exactly the kind of contradiction a jury would see. If she openly engages in this kind of language and behavior, how can she later claim she was being sexually harassed by others using similar words? If she sets the tone and signals that this language is acceptable, why should it suddenly be unacceptable when someone else uses it? It's entitlement on a level that's hard to believe. And then there's the deposition with Michael Garadol, who behaves almost unhinged while interrogating Justin about, of all things, hugging. According to him, hugging is now some kind of deeply inappropriate, sexually charged behavior. He demands to know how many times Justin hugged Blake on set, specifically during work hours. Justin tries to clarify, asking whether the attorney means hugs he initiated or hugs Blake initiated. Garadol tells him he can categorize them however he wants. Justin explains he just wants his testimony to be accurate. Garadol repeats that the total can include hugs Justin initiated as well as hugs Blake initiated. The entire exchange makes it clear they're desperately trying to turn something as innocent and routine as hugging into evidence of misconduct. It's absurd, and it highlights how flimsy these claims become when examined closely. Justin then explains that on set, hugging wasn't some secret or inappropriate behavior, it was simply part of the environment. Actors, crew members, and directors often greet each other, congratulate each other, or comfort each other during intense shooting days. But Garadol keeps drilling him like hugging is a criminal act. He wants exact numbers, exact estimates, exact breakdowns of who initiated what. It's bizarre. Justin finally tells him that Blake actually initiated many of the hugs herself. She was warm, friendly, and physically expressive with people she worked with, just like she always has been on every set she's ever stepped onto. But the attorney's tone makes it clear he's trying to twist ordinary human interaction into something sinister. Then the attorney presses him harder, asking if Justin ever hugged Blake too long or too intimately, hinting at inappropriate intent. Justin stays calm. He says every interaction was professional, appropriate, and consistent with the environment of a film set. There was nothing unusual, nothing uncomfortable, nothing even remotely resembling misconduct. But the attorney keeps circling back, almost obsessively, trying to catch Justin contradicting himself. He asks whether other people saw the hugs, whether they were filmed, whether they happened privately or publicly. Again, Justin reminds him, everything was done out in the open in front of cast and crew. Nothing was hidden. And this is where the entire strategy falls apart. If Blake initiated physical contact, participated in casual physical affection, and openly interacted with Justin in the same way she interacted with everyone else, then the idea that these hugs were predatory or inappropriate becomes impossible to argue. you cannot retroactively label normal, mutual workplace behavior as harassment, especially when the footage and testimony show she engaged in the same behavior, if not more. The deposition ends up revealing more about the attorney's desperation than anything Justin actually did. He's pulling at threads, trying to inflate tiny moments into misconduct because there is nothing truly substantial in the evidence. And that's the recurring theme in Blake's claims. When you actually watch the clips, when you listen to the testimony, they do not show a hostile work environment. They show professional interactions, normal set behavior, and Blake herself participating in the same type of conduct she's now calling harmful. The contradictions are everywhere. She talks about her sexy boots, but claims others using similar language is harassment. She jokes openly with male crew members, but claims discomfort when Justin does the same. She initiates physical affection, but claims hugging was inappropriate when she wants it to be. She ignores his wardrobe notes, yet claims he controlled everything. These inconsistencies are not small, they dismantle her entire narrative. If this goes before a jury, these contradictions will be impossible to ignore. And that's exactly why Justin's team is confident. The evidence doesn't support Blake's claims. In fact, it undermines them.